Hey y'all, welcome back to Twin Oaks Farm Poultry. Thanks for joining us. Been sitting here on the porch for a few minutes. That's something we almost never get to do, especially in the summer. There's very little downtime. Everybody's always very busy. But had a few minutes this morning and I thought, I love sitting on the porch. I'm going to sit on the porch. But I was thinking we haven't been out to see the egg chickens probably for a couple weeks here on our YouTube channel. So welcome back to Twin Oaks Farm Poultry. We're going to take a short walk, just a few steps from the front porch of our household to go see the egg chicken flock. So they're doing well today, and going to follow up on video that was up yesterday about predators. We also have had predators up here where this building is, and then even about 50 yards maybe further west of where we're at is about halfway from our household to a county road, and there's a little building there, and that's the building that we had weasel attack problems from this spring, because I had about 10 young hens in there, and we were trying to save those for a household flock, and we had something get in there and get, we thought all of them initially, but ended up getting 9, and we had one survivor, a black Orpington from that flock, and we've got her in the hen house still, so hopefully we'll get to see her. But got 9 birds at one time, and actually we found the 9 birds that we found that had been killed. We found them drugged away from the hen house and just kind of left in a clump. And so my youngest son actually had found them, end up burying those birds. So we put them kind of back in the soil, and that's about all that's left to do at that point. You have to deal with carcass management if you have either birds that need to be culled from your flocks, or if you have predator problems and they leave the carcasses, you've got to deal with carcass management. And about the only 2 really effective ways to deal with that is either bury them if you have an appropriate place, like a flower bed, someplace like that, garden patch, or a compost pile where you're working with that and managing that, but it's got to be buried and dug, or the carcasses can be incinerated if that's an option for you. So with our meat bird flock, we use both tactics. Kind of depends on the time of the year, because we actually run a wood burning furnace throughout the colder months to keep our household warm. So when that's running, we are able to use incineration pretty easily. When that's not running, if we have a place where it's productive for us to use burial, we do that. If not, we have to set up a process of incineration to take care of the carcasses. But that's when you're dealing with death with your chickens that's not because of disease. If there's disease, you might need to handle it a little differently. It might call for incineration to make sure that there's nothing left that's going to further leave disease pathogens in the soil. So that's kind of a different animal, different ball game. But anyway, so if you have predator problems and the carcasses are left, you got to deal with that, because if you leave the carcasses, that's just going to attract the predators back in more. So anyway, I'm going to turn the camera frame, and we're going to go over here to where our hens are now for egg production, and kind of just a few more things on the predators that we've encountered up here, and the predator control that we can try to use. So predators are smart though. Sometimes they get the better of us, but this is actually our household, and this little building has been here for a couple of decades. This end of it, where the American flag is where we actually started raising Cornish rock cross meat chickens. The middle is storage, and this end we've pretty much always had some egg chickens. And this is the black Orpington, and we're gonna go in the chicken run. But that's a pretty hen. There's a nice and brown. Yeah, that's a nice and brown. But this black Orpington is very pretty. But actually, so right here where we are at, this little attachment on the front is just a dog pen that we put up here because we wanted these chickens to have a little more room to get outside. So that's that beautiful black Orpington. She is beautiful. And I'm trying to think, I think this is a spring chicken from this year. No, I take that back. She's a fall chicken from the previous year. She was hatched like a November bird of last year of 2022. So I have a feeling they might be getting low on feed, and that's why they're coming around. So I said a couple weeks ago we're going to go back to the big feeder. So when they empty these, we're going to take these out and the pallet out and put the big long feeder back in here. Here's that. We got them a block, a snack block, a couple weeks ago. There's that. They've eaten it down. Look, I'm going to give y'all a view of the hens in their nest boxes here. So several boxes in use there. There's so going from this side, we've got an Isa Brown. An Americana is leaving the box. She lays a blue egg, and I can see it's there. Here's our lavender Orpington. Beautiful hen, 4 years old. So Americana's done. No Orpington girls. There's some more eggs and an Isa Brown there. And then down here, if I can get back here and not step on chickens, they love that corner to nest in, so I'm sure there's eggs there. It's already getting warm. See how this gal's holding the wings out away from her body? It's getting warm. That one is too. That's how they're coping with it. I like the leghorns. They're beautiful birds. They lay beautiful white eggs. And there's one back here. We leave this door open since that run is on the front and it's closed up. And they like to nest back there now. So there's that. We do leave the red light on to deter weasels coming in. We've also talked about flooring. So this is an example of chickens on a dirt floor. And this, of course, is egg chickens. So on a dirt floor, we don't put a lot of extra on top of this because they dig at this and aerate it and loosen it quite a bit. And I wanted to show you, I had said they can tear a dirt floor up so you can see they've made a big hole there. They actually like to sit there, like to dust bathe. So, and then here's their hatch to go out that side. That black chicken that just went out is not an Orpington. She's a mixed breed. I love this gray one. It's also a mixed breed, but it's got some blue cochin in it. So we've got some eggs to collect here shortly. So over here outside, I did want to show you, we have a, an upper one there. There is actually a gap here. We've not had a problem there. You won't have overhead predators where it's narrow or hard for them to get in. You could have a climber though, like that could legitimately be an issue. Something that maybe a bobcat could climb. Certainly a raccoon if they figured it out. Maybe having the light on in the building deters that from happening a little bit. Now this other run though is going to show you directly over there. That little run directly right there. Well, if we can get to the top of it, you can't really tell from here. The next little run doesn't have a top. So we actually had to put this top on because the white leghorns are very agile and jumped up to the top of the fence and would get out, and we prefer to keep them in. So, but what I wanted to tell you, follow up on predator also, right there about where that American flag is hanging, we can take a metal panel off and we have chicken wire behind it that still, makes it where we could contain chickens in there. We actually had a fox right there a few weeks ago actually trying to breach that chicken wire and get in there, and we had hens in there, and that's one of the reasons we moved everybody over here. And then about 2 days ago, we saw another, or probably the same, fox, like patrolling this, and then it went on down, it drops off down a little hill there, and that went on down, that fox did, and went over closer to our meat bird production barn, which is, of course, sorry about the shadow there, y'all, which, of course, there's no meat birds here right now, but there will be, and we don't want to have, try and get a good picture of her, and she keeps coming close. There's a beautiful black Orpington. So we don't have problems with foxes, so we're keeping that on our radar, keeping gaps closed, and trying to protect our birds from predators. So we hope y'all have a great day. Thank you for joining me at Twin Oaks Farm Poultry. Please subscribe, and please help us. If you'll tell friends and family and help us grow our number of subscribers. We're trying to get to 1,000 subscribers. We hope y'all have an excellent weekend, and we hope that you will join us again back at Twin Oaks Farm Poultry. Thank you so much, and God bless you.